Hello, hello, everybody. My name is Curtis Johnson, and all right, fine. We're just going to say it. And I'm the president of Bettr. That's going to take some getting used to. We're preparing a little statement for that, so you'll all see that, which is nice. So we are excited to dive in today. I want to talk to you about a couple specific points. Lots of exciting things going on. Lots of you hopping into Bettr Pro, and I'm seeing obviously major notable changes in some of your businesses. I couldn't be more excited to be part of that between the pro team and some of you who are obviously doing a great job even on just Bettr Plus. But this is I feel like we're entering a new era with Bettr. I had the opportunity today also to talk with about 30 professionals in the financial services space, and it's a very interesting conversation. I'm going to show you the presentation I did with them today, so you can get an idea of what you'll also be able to have access to in order to share with others that in the industry as well. But the point is that it depends really. Bettr means something different to you depending on what you do for a living. I don't think that Bettr is a good fit for everyone. I'll be honest with you. Like, let's have a real conversation about this. If you're a plumber, it's not something that's going to change your brand. It's not something that's going to make you. It's not going to take your plumbing business necessarily to a whole nother level in terms of what you can do to service your clients. Sure, you might use it to make a referral, but you're not having it as part of your core business. But if you are in the financial services industry, you're a realtor, mortgage broker, there's a lot of other slides actually that cover this specific point in there. But I want you to understand, we want you to be able to not just have this change your business, because that's not what Bettr is solely about. It's not just to change your business, because some of you do fine. You do well in your chosen career or your profession, and that's great. It's not necessarily going to change that, but some of you are a lone wolf when it comes to what you do. You are the only one who is in your own business, or you haven't really figured out how to build an agency in what you do, or maybe you're part of a larger company and you're not allowed to bring on individuals. Well, Bettr also gives you this ability to actually start to build a bit of an agency, which is where you start to become a true business owner. And some of these things, that's really honestly what Bettr is all about. Yes, I think we've all talked about this, and I think all of you know this. Bettr is definitely there to help you live a better life, of course. But that as a branding point would be poor branding. That would be too broad. I think that some of you understand that. I think especially the pro squad, we've talked about branding a number of times. We had a whole 10-minute conversation with someone this morning on I don't remember if it was East or West Coast, but we were talking specifically about, what is his branding? And does communicating, too many things all at once, does that affect your branding? Does that hurt it, or does it make it better? So some of these actions that, you are now able to expand upon within Bettr. So, we're pretty excited about where this is all going. I see a lot of friendly faces on here that I get to see 3 times a week now, which is really great. And I've seen some of your businesses make significant changes. So I'm very excited about that. And I know I speak for Jeff, who, we were both at this finance seminar. It was quite something. Yeah, Stan, I didn't want to assume you would be okay with me mentioning that, but yeah, I was talking with someone who's one of our pro members, Stan Shaw, about specifically this point of like, okay, when it comes to branding, are you doing yourself favors when you throw everything at the wall? Or should you hone it into something that is easy to digest for that client, right? So what I want you to do is not just have this expand your business. I want this also to make you a business. Some of you, that is a notable thing. Some of you, you work alone in terms of your profession. Maybe you have an assistant, but that's the extent of a business, right? you don't make money when you go to sleep, generally speaking, right? So what I want to show you today, I'm going to show you a presentation we pulled together. You've seen a little bit of it, but it's been changed dramatically since you saw it maybe 3-4 weeks ago. But this is something that we will have up in the back office in a couple different formats. So you can use it if you're on a Mac, there's a Mac-friendly version. If you're on a PC, there's a PowerPoint version. We'll also then, now I'm thinking of it, we'll throw it in some kind of a Google Slides, so you could also on Google. But this is going to be a presentation that I want you to take note of how we do it, okay? Because here's the thing. Yes, will we make this into a video as well, so you can just share the video, of course. But what I want you to recognize is there are going to be situations where you will want to use this on a one-on-one basis, or do it as a presentation and throw it up on a screen and you're talking to a group. So there are going to be situations where you'll want to be the one to deliver this. And I encourage you to do that. So I'm going to show this to everyone here and take good notes. I want to see some of you use this to go and introduce this business to 20, 30 new health or life insurance agents or financial advisors or someone in a professional, in this case, this one is geared toward financial. And what will happen is as you see the need and as you reach out to us, we will, of course, make different versions for different professions. But without any further ado, I'm going to share this with all of you here. Okay, yes, you can see my screen. Excellent. So as I'm sure is the case, so here, we're going to do this. We're going to go into presenter mode here. Mode. So I'm not going to explain anything as I go. I'm going to pretend that all of you watching this today know nothing about Bettr, okay? And that's how we're going to go into this because let's face it, some of you are here in name only. And I want you to really adopt it as something that actually means something to you. Now, a little something going on my throat. So give me 1 second so I can actually make it through this presentation. Okay. Yes, that's right. I see here. Okay, thanks. I just need to understand more. Perfect. You're going to understand more while we go through this, okay? So a lot of you are business professionals, okay? Some of you might not be, but a lot of you are. So if you're a business professional, in most cases, here's what you end up doing. You spend your day balancing. You're kind of juggling all these different things that are going on in your life. Maybe you're trying to balance work and life. You're trying to manage your own personal finances as a business owner. Maybe you have to handle HR and operations issues that come up. But most of your attention, generally speaking, goes towards finding clients and then obviously servicing your existing clientele. So as a result, what ends up happening is if you could find a way to add more income to what you're doing to help the clients you already sit with on an everyday basis, would you find that helpful? What if also we had services? What if you also had access to services that were designed to open doors to more clients? So not just better service your existing clients, but also help you, really open the door to new clients as well. So think of that as like two different pieces that, if something could handle that would probably be pretty beneficial. And again, that it was designed specifically for your industry, for what you do, okay? In addition to that, some of you maybe build agencies. What if you could also shorten the runway to getting new agents, maybe while they're going through the process or they're going through the training process? What if you could shorten down the runway for your new agents to get paid, okay? Well, today we're going to talk about Bettr, specifically for financial professionals, okay? So in this area, what is Bettr is probably an important first question for us to talk about. Bettr is a platform to seamlessly add second and third sales to your financial services practice. And let me explain this. If you wanted to go build out an additional income source in a traditional financial services practice, you have a lot of hurdles in that process. You got to figure out contracting. You have to figure out the financial side. Make sure you actually get paid a commission. And you have to also track all of those pieces. You have to come up with all of the custom marketing that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. And you'd also have to probably figure out how to and self-train on your service or product. Well, this is where Bettr comes in. Bettr is a plug and play integration type platform where you are adding all of these things without the need to negotiate contracts, because we go through the process of pre-negotiating and getting the best contract from that company. We handle all the financial side. So you don't have to worry about getting paid. That just gets taken care of by us, and we pay directly to you. We put together custom marketing for you to be able to service clients and find new clients. We add services in this case, especially since we're talking about financial professionals. We had services specifically tailored to your industry. We put all of the training in one place. And there's also sales training if you feel like you need to hone in or sharpen your axe along the way, okay? And again, we also have content tailored specifically to the financial industry. So we work with a lot of different professionals, whether you're an investment professional, a CPA, realtor, attorney, you might be an executive recruiter, might be in P&C of some kind. And we have all of these type of professionals already working with us, already adding additional income and revenue streams to what they do, okay? Bettr can be and was designed to be that an add-on that's that extra puzzle piece that adds to what your core focus is. You don't want to look at us as something that we're not sitting there if you already have a core focus. We're not sitting there trying to replace what you do. We're trying to add to what you do. Okay. Now, some of you, and this has been kind of something that's been really exciting, is we have a number of people in Bettr who have communicated recently that they've found something within Bettr that has become their new primary focus. So some of you out there might be sitting there going, I don't have some professional background. I am not any of these careers that you're talking about. This is my new way to try and escape the 9-to-5 rat race that a lot of people end up running. I hate to say it, but I've experienced that myself. I've experienced having what I thought was a great, steady job. I remember even something that happened in, recent years. My wife was, working with a company. She'd be working with them for years. And then it was very unexpected, but they changed up the arrangement and it was no longer something that, met our family's needs. And, people sit is a very stable situation, but sometimes it's really not. Sometimes it's the exact opposite of that, right? Sometimes it's stable until you need it most, and then it's no longer there. So a lot of individuals are coming to Bettr because Bettr is a way to build out your own business, a business within a framework that allows you the independence and the freedom to work as hard as you need or make as much money as you need. So there's some really exciting individuals doing some really exciting things within Bettr. And, you'll see some of the numbers a little later in this, but the whole point is that this can be either that add-on to your existing core focus, or it could be that core focus if you're that person, okay? So again, we're talking specifically though about financial professionals. A main point here is that we keep it simple. 90% of Bettr products don't require a license. There aren't a bunch of steps in order to get started. You don't have to go through a bunch of hoops. But, in that 10%, in that there's one particular company that, more than likely, if you're coming from the financial services industry, you probably already have that particular license. So in most cases, it is a very simple process to get rolling within Bettr. In addition to that, we want to talk about 3 specific partners within the Bettr platform because, again, we know that a lot of you in here are in the financial industry. There's a large percentage that Bettr has attracted specifically that audience. And again, I'm not trying to single out anyone who's not in that industry, but we are going to highlight 3 particular companies today because of just our close relationship with the financial services industry, okay? Debt. Americans, and this is as of early this year, March of this year, Americans have $1.1 trillion in credit card debt. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of debt. And with regards to that, that number increases, at least it has been in the year 2024. It's increasing by about $9 billion of added credit card debt so each month we add on an extra $9 billion of debt, okay? In addition to that, the average American has about $7,900 in credit card debt, okay? So these are numbers to show obviously that this is something that if you're in the financial industry, these are your clients. The average person is, they're probably not, they probably have no idea how they got to that 8K mark. Or maybe they know exactly how it was. The cost of groceries going to fill up your tank. Since COVID, we've seen almost like a 25% increase in just the basic cost of things you purchase every single day. So no wonder that credit card debt is increasing at it's an alarming rate. It's an increase that I'm sure most of us didn't really expect we'd be seeing. The economy was doing pretty good right before COVID, and since then it's been a little bit rough. Since then we've seen things are costing a lot, and you see this stuff. Politicians put out these reports saying, "Hey, it don't inflation month over month this year compared to last year is only up 3%." But what they leave out, and what the scary part is that was 3% that month, but then the month before it was 5. And the month before it was, 3, 5, 7. Those numbers add. So the cost of goods over the course of the last couple of years, that's how you're seeing. And if you're ever wondering, like, why is it that groceries are so much more expensive? Why is it that everything costs so much more? It's because of this factor that all of that inflation stacks on top of itself. Okay. So this is why we see a lot of credit card debt in part in this country. In addition to that, a lot of people are going to school. They're going to getting 4-year degrees. They're going and getting, master's degrees. Some people are going to get, become doctors and lawyers and things of that nature. And as a result, we're seeing a lot of federal student loans out there. So right now, the average federal student loan per person is about $37,000. From that, the average payment's about $500 a month, which is a lot of money. Let's be honest, that's a lot of money. But it doesn't really compare to some of the other programs that you could go out there and do. If you want to go get a master's of business, you're looking at about $688 per month on average, just for the cost of doing that master's. We're gonna have this next question be a little bit more interactive. The next one I'm going to show is the average monthly payment for student loans for someone to become a doctor. I want to see in comments, what do you guys guess is the average monthly payment that someone makes to become a doctor on their student loans every single month? Let's see some guesses. I see some people. Okay, good. Rosemary, 1,500. Richard, 2,000. What else? 2,000, 3K. 1,550. Ooh, I like that, Savita. You've played some games here. 3,500, 1,200, 2,500, 2,500. I think this is usually what always happens. You get some low ball answers, and then they start climbing once people see that other people are putting higher numbers. But yeah, a lot of you are in the right range. It is $2,300 a month is the average federal student loan payment for someone who goes to be a doctor. Okay, and I doubt that's even a specialist. I bet you that's just a general practicing doctor. Okay, so why do we say this? Why do we look at this point? Because how many of you in the financial profession that are, maybe you do insurance or you do investments, okay? How many of you would like to attract doctors as your clients? You know what I mean? Yeah, me. That's insane. That's a mortgage. That's right, Savita. That's exactly, isn't that crazy? That is actually almost exactly the average mortgage in this country. So, who here would like to attract more doctors? Well, good. Be talking to doctors about their student loans. Because get this, you can work with a doctor, and I think this next slide is just the bullet points. Okay, perfect. So through PFN, their student loan program is such that you can help a doctor get from probably 2,300 down to, might be a couple hundred. And it has no negative impact on the student loan side, on their credit or their standing with the loan, nothing. It's just automatically the issuer of the loan and the federal government has you check one box when there's other options that are available to pay that loan back. So working with PFN, there are programs to help someone actually reduce that payment pretty drastically, okay? So, but the point is here, if you're a financial professional, the point is you're trying to free up cash flow. You're working to free up cash flow and redirect it into financial strategies, right? Okay, good. Let's talk about health in this country. 27 million Americans go without health insurance of any kind. Okay? And to be clear, most of those people are middle income because on the lower income side, obviously there are assistance programs. There are programs designed to help you out in terms of coverage, and you get subsidies and the cost comes down, right? So, and those are ACA plans. But right above ACA plans, which would be people in the financial services field that you probably are most likely going to be working with as a client, those individuals do not get access to subsidies. So they're either going without or they are paying through the nose. A lot of them are paying a lot of money for their health insurance. Okay. The average American spends about $8,400 on premiums a year. Okay. Now, again, though, that's average. So that includes people who are paying very little in the way of a subsidy. That number is much higher once you start looking at unsubsidized options for health insurance. The average business under 50, so about 51% of all businesses that have less than 50 employees do not offer health insurance. And the reason is that for small businesses, offering health insurance is actually a nearly impossible proposition. It's actually not very easy for them to do. There are certain things that health insurance companies require, and most business owners don't have access to that information. So Clearwater opens up the door also for small business owners to be able to actually offer benefits that are reasonably priced to their staff. So this is a major needed. And also, if anyone out there is looking at Bettr and going, hey, I want to use this to recruit. I want to build an agency within the Bettr platform because obviously our compensation model allows that, right? Well, health insurance brokers are a major audience because I can tell you right now, health insurance brokers do not have a good option in their kind of portfolio for small businesses. They just don't have a good option. They have great options in terms of ACA. They have options when it comes to individuals, and they have great options when it comes to large businesses. But under 50 is an unserved, not just underserved, pretty much an unserved audience. So if you want to go and, start offering, bringing in your agency within Bettr, use Clearwater as a tool to do that because this is an area that most health brokers just don't have an option that they can offer. So this is a major plus point there for that. Americans spend an average of $13,000 per year on healthcare. Just the cost of, healthcare. And if that's still an amount that they're spending, and then that $8,400 in premium. Okay. So we're talking about a very expensive problem for a lot of people. Medical bills are also the number one cause of bankruptcy in this country. And get this, I think it's about 60% of them had health insurance. So even though it's the number one cause of bankruptcy, 60% of those people who went bankrupt because of medical bills had health insurance. In other words, it just didn't cover everything. Maybe it didn't cover the deductible, or it was capped. Coverage was capped at a certain dollar amount, and it didn't cover everything above that. And they were on the hook for that. So Clearwater doesn't mess around, play games like that. Okay. So this is a great option if you are looking to talk to, someone who's in the financial industry. This is a great add-on. Okay. So here's the main point though. The average 1099 contractor saves about $8,000 a year in premium, about $700 a month. Okay. Small businesses, it actually is a real solution that they can offer to their employees. Companies with employee benefits save an average by switching to Clearwater. They save an average of $4,000 per employee per month. They've got 100 employees. You do the math. But also, this is a major point. Jeff and I were talking about this actually just earlier today. He's talking about financial career. He was in the industry for, solid 27, 28 years, right? That he was sitting down with clients, helping people with, their financial situation, rich, poor, everything in between. And the whole time along, though, he didn't, he was focused on mainly, let's call it insurance. Okay. So as a result, a lot of insurance sales are a one-time sale. A lot of assets under management, that's also a building of a book. But imagine if you're only doing the life insurance side. Well, adding residual income through health all of a sudden you don't just have this book that has to be rewritten every single year in order to make money. You have something that it might seem small at the beginning, but then over time, it just grows and grows and grows, and it's residual. So long as people stay on Clearwater plans, you get paid for them for every single month that they're on the plan. So you can build this residual income that never goes away. Sure, some people might leave the plan, but Clearwater does a darn good job. So I would strongly suggest giving this a look if you are really looking to add that residual income, and also find a way to think of, if you save one of your clients $8,000, do you think you have something that you could do to help them with their financial goals with that extra $700 a month? So look at it that way. Last company that I want to showcase today is Prosperity. So Prosperity Tax Advisors, some interesting statistics, okay? 93% of small business owners overpay in taxes. Over 9 out of 10 business owners are paying too much in taxes. Let me ask you a question, just in the comments. Do you think that the IRS knows this? Do you think that the IRS is aware of the overpayment? Yes or no? What do you think? Do you think the IRS, yes, no, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, yes? Absolutely. Everyone who's saying yes, absolutely, you're 100% right. This is data that was pulled from the US Accountability Office based on IRS data. They know that people are overpaying in taxes. You ever gotten a refund from the IRS and didn't expect it? Like you didn't know that it was coming? Never going to happen. Unless there's a single politician that goes and figures out getting you a check because they want to get reelected or something like that. The IRS is never going to send you, hey, you overpaid on your taxes. You should have put this number here and this number here. Never going to happen. Yes, one time 35 years ago. There you go. One example. But the point is that 9 out of 10 business owners are overpaying in taxes, okay? 23 million businesses in the US are not actually structured in a way to take advantage of the tax codes and the tax law as it is written right now. Most business owners just aren't even structured correctly so that they could actually do something with it, okay? In the first 4 months of 2024, so this year, the IRS collected an extra $482 million in added revenue because of their newly incorporated use of artificial intelligence. So they are now starting to get very savvy. They are collecting, in the first 4 months, they collected an extra $100 million a month from business owners. And guess what? I didn't add it in here, but that was only out of 1,600 business owners. They collected an extra $482 million from 1,600 people. What if that was you? What if you're sitting there going, I feel like I'm already overpaying, but unfortunately, in this one area, I filled the information, and I got to give them a little extra money. And guess what? That comes with interest and fees, doesn't it? So the point is, the IRS is increasing their game, and it's time for business owners to really up their game as well. Okay. Proper tax planning strategies can help a business owner save about annual tax bill. So what they end up paying at the end of the year, you can help them pay 30% less. Do you think that someone who's paying, call it $50, $60, $100,000 in taxes would be interested in finding a solution to reduce it by 30? How about, the example of my sister? I know some of you have definitely heard this example. My sister helped one of her high net worth clients with Prosperity Tax Advisors save a couple $1 million on his taxes. A couple $1 million. Reduced overpayment. A reduced overpayment of a couple $1 million. Okay? In that case, they also paid her a commission. Prosperity Tax Advisors paid her a 6-figure commission. She made over $100,000 referring that client over. What would you do with an extra $100,000? That's right. She's getting a nice Christmas present. She most definitely did. What would you do? To put in the comments. I want to actually know. What would you do with an extra $100,000 this year? Just give me an idea. I'm just curious. Take a second. What would you do with an extra $100,000? 100 big ones sitting in your bank account right now. Cassandra, I'm guessing you meant pay off my mortgage, right? Because I don't know what pay on your mortgage would be, but I'm pretty certain you would pay off your mortgage. Invest it, index it. It would literally change my life. I would buy you lunch. Thank you, Stan. That would be some really expensive lunch. Hopefully, you would do more than just buy me lunch. Move my parents to Florida. Put most into an investment. Tithe more. Invest and pay off mortgage. Invest, travel, pay off debt. Go to Paris. Visit Curtis. Thank you, Savita. That's actually very, very touching. Again, we don't, you don't put the whole $100,000 there. Build our home and land from scratch and invest. I love it. Some of these people are saying go visit grandchildren, pay off mortgage, pay off debt, invest, and visit. Brian Kitchen and we're going to go fishing apparently. You buy the boat, Brian, I'm down. There's such amazing answers here. Invest, donate to a charity. Thank you. Pay off debt, invest the balance, buy a business. Perfect. Folks, sure, I might have used this as an example with prosperity tax advisors. And perfect, you could do it there. But guess what? You help enough businesses with Clearwater, you might get that every year. Help enough clients with student loans, that would take a little bit longer because that's a smaller commission. But the point is, if you go and sit in front of a big doctor and help them with their student loan, sure, maybe you get a small commission on that front, but you then just save them a bunch of money that you can reinvest with them. Okay, so the point is, Bettr is the platform to help you do exactly what you're saying here. And I know some of you are already going to be doing that this year. I know some of you will have massive clients that are already coming in. I know of a couple individuals with Clearwater who are taking it very seriously and really are really working hard. And some of you are focusing on prosperity tax advisors. Some of you are doing great things with debt. So this is exactly what I want for every single one of you. Okay? Billionaires and the ultra wealthy, and I don't want you to get bitter about this. I want you to learn from it. They pay an average effective tax rate of 4.8%. They pay a lower tax rate as compared to their income than usually the people that work for them. They usually pay a lower tax rate than any teacher, than a janitor, than someone who works at McDonald's. Usually they're paying a lower effective tax rate than even them. Again, don't get upset by that fact. When you get to the point where you're paying over $50,000 a year in taxes, reach out to PTA, bring your clients over to PTA, and they will help them get down into that correct effective tax bracket, okay? So help your business owners reduce their taxes by 20 to 30%, reduce the risk of being audited, decrease the exposure of their assets. A lot of people don't have their most valuable possessions in such a state where it's protected. So a lot of these things are very important, but more important, I think, than all of that, you want to elevate the way that your clients view you, because you will then be helping them solve their most expensive problem. As an individual, taxes are your biggest problem. Sure, it might not be your biggest expense. Maybe you live in an absolutely massive house, but that's not a problem. That's not something to solve. This is something to solve. This is something that they want to get out of doing only if they can. Well, most people want to do this only in a legal and ethical way. Well, prosperity is only going to do it in a legal and ethical way. So those who are looking to do it, this is a great answer for them, okay? So, but the point of all of this is that you have these options, but then also we work with you to put all of your resources in one place. You are obviously very familiar with the Bettr network. In addition to that, we provide different tools and resources for you to, provide some insight in with your clients. And then obviously sales pages to cover why it's a good fit for your client. You really want to be able to have some of these resources to hand. But then in addition to that, obviously, we provide tracking links. That way you can actually see where all of that every client that you introduce to a particular partner of ours, sure, you should be very involved in every single part of that referral. I don't no more of this making a just send a link out and then disappear. That's not Better anymore. Okay. That is canceled. Done. Finito. Okay. But either way, if they do happen to fall between the cracks, you at least know that everything that we send out is tracked. Okay. In addition to that, obviously, we are here not just for to make our clients' lives better. While that is part of the equation, I obviously want everyone here to make vast sums of money because judging by the answers that you put over here, you're going to do great things with it. I see it. I see your answers right here. No one here was like, invest the money into, you know, illicit activities. I'm going to start the local drug trade in, Poughkeepsie. Fortunately, none of you said that. The only one who I have to question here is Sarita said buy a business. We don't know what type of business Sarita was referring to. But other than that one, no, obviously everyone here wants to do something amazing with their lives and they want to use Bettr to achieve that. So these are all situations or examples of, commissions that have already been paid out or that are in the hopper. We've paid millions of dollars in commissions within Bettr already. So this is not some social experiment. This is not, hey, hopefully let's cross our fingers. Hopefully all of this goes well. These are all, and a lot of you know this, a lot of these commissions are employee retention credit commissions that are either coming or that have already, come in. But the point is we also have individuals who are making, like the example of my sister, made $100,000 from referring to prosperity tax advisors. We have, Patty Ortiz who sits down every single day and talks to people about PFN, and she makes multiple five figures doing this. So there are all these individuals that are already doing great things with Bettr, and you have the opportunity to do that as well. You just have to learn something. You have to pick your focus, find the thing you want to focus on first, get good at that, and then go out there and start talking to people. And then in the process, find other people who are professionals that want to add this to what they're doing or interested in getting out of the 9 to 5 rat race and introduce this to them and give them some glimmer of hope of something that they can do with their lives that's better than sitting around at some job, hoping that you get a promotion. See what I mean? So compensation, this is kind of just for everyone to know, most of all compensation that can be made in Bettr goes to the person who actually does the referral. But we do save a little bit of the compensation up over here, about 20%, to help you, to incentivize you to obviously introduce this to other people. Because a big chunk, this 12% here, goes to you if you bring in someone else who brings in some clients, okay? And, we don't do anything crazy. It's very simple and it's very small. It's a relatively small amount of the total because we want people to be rewarded for actually getting out there and helping clients, okay? So the majority of it sits in here in the direct compensation area. So Bettr has two different parts of it, okay? There are two different paid plans within Bettr. In order to be part of Bettr, you have to pay for the basic membership in Bettr, which is $5, okay? You're able to track your personal leads that come in from that. There are also these tracking links that I showed you that you have access to that. And then you're able to introduce Bettr to other business professionals and build an agency, okay? So that's this basic $5 plan. On the other side over here, we have Bettr Pro. Bettr Pro is $15 a month. It's a premium membership. You can not only have your personal lead tracking, but you can also track your team. So everyone that you introduce into Bettr that goes out there and talks to businesses or individuals about one of these products or services, you're able to track that whole process. We offer premium content to our Bettr Pro members, including sales training. Stan just commented, earlier in here, Stan Shaw on Love and Pro. Stan was on this Bettr Pro call this morning and we were talking about orphan clients. If you have other agents within your agency or there are other agents that leave an agency that you're a part of, someone should work with them. And we did a whole training on that this morning that's only available for the Bettr Pro audience. So these are the two plans that someone who's interested in getting started with Bettr, they pick just which of the two they feel is a better fit. And to give you kind of the inside skinny, if you're not certain and you don't really know if it's something that's going to really fit what you do, go with Bettr Plus. $5 a month, you're talking about a cup of coffee. I hate to say it, it's that little of an investment. It's nothing. Heck, Better Pro's not really much of anything either. Like $15 a month is your Netflix subscription. It's really nothing. But if you know you're ready to take full advantage of what Better has to offer and you're going to do something serious over here, you want to be in Better Pro. Don't mess around with Better Plus. There's no point. Be in Better Pro. Again, it's the cost of your Netflix a month, and you're going to be able to build a multiple six, and some of you are going to build 7 and 8 figure businesses with Better. I'm excited to see the 5 year room. I'm excited to see who of in this call are going to be with us in 5 years, because I'm pretty certain that those of you who are with us in 5 years, some of you are going to be making an extra 6 figures a year. Some of you are going to be making an extra 7 figures a year. Some of you will build 8 figure dynasties here and build a life that, some of you never dreamed you could build. But with Better, that's going to be something that is more than possible. It's going to be an all but guarantee it'll happen. So for any of you who are sitting there looking at this and maybe you haven't actually subscribed yet for one of the Better plans, click this, scan this link right here. This will bring you to the subscription page and you'll be able to pick either Better Pro or Better Plus. And this is going to be up. We're going to be putting this into the Better Network here later today. And once it's up there, you'll have it in a couple different formats and you'll be able to introduce Better. Obviously I took the long-winded approach. I took, a good 35, 40 minutes to do it, went into extra detail with everyone here. But the whole point of this is that for most of you, you could reduce that down to a 10-minute presentation and come out the other end. You're going to be able to, help someone in the financial services industry really understand what is Better all about. What does it mean to be part of this company? Is it something that's going to be, useful to you? Rosemary, love this comment. Yes, Better Pro is so worth it in all caps. So the point is we've got major value here. And I want everyone here to go above and beyond and make something really notable out of this company in your life. And then also introduce it to other people. Okay. This is going to be a very impactful couple years with Better. You're all here in the beginning. You're all here, you're getting early access to, stock ownership. A lot of you have ownership within Better that was issued at the beginning of this year. And I couldn't be more excited to see the way this platform's growing with all of you. So anything else I want to cover today? I think we covered everything that is the most, relevant piece of this growth, the growth of this company. Next week, we're going to hear from other voices than just me. I'm going to get we're going to have a lot more Better leaders here. But yes, we will. I see a lot of people asking where they can watch the recording again. We will put this recording up the second we hit done on this side. We will put this into the Better back office. Here, let's just see where it's going to go so that everyone here, there's obviously a bunch of people asking this particular question in the comments here. So let me just find where we're going to drop this. So we will put this in Jet. I guess it would be under Wisdom Wednesday, right? So here, I'll show you now where this is going to go. So I'll share my screen. So if you're over on Better, so go ahead and obviously sign in and then make your way over here to the Better Network. And then from here, I obviously was already in there, but you'll scroll down and then you'll see Wisdom Wednesday. So in Wisdom Wednesday, we will have the recordings sitting right here. Okay. So you'll see this recording up live, hopefully later today, worst case scenario, beginning of the day tomorrow. Okay. So this is the time to take this business and do something really notable with it. Whether you decide to do something notable with, your existing business and you just have it as a powerful add-on. Maybe it's something that makes it so as you recruit new agents, you can get them going and making money faster. Great, that's perfect. If it's an add-on, excellent. Some of you will find this to be your home. This will be This is the group where you're going to be able to, really grow and, build in thing. Bettr Pro members, Jeff Levitan's recording about 20 or 30 videos of his best content, of his best leadership training, of his best recruiting tactics, of his best of the best of just all of his content. And so the point is, you're going to learn the secrets of how to build a residual income source, how to build a business that's not just dependent on just you. Okay. This is going to be the place to do that. And in that process, guess what you get to do? You get to help solve three of the biggest problems that we have in this country. Debt crisis. We went over all the numbers. That's a debt crisis. $1.1 trillion. To me, that's a crisis. That sounds like probably the biggest crisis in this country. Okay. Debt is just out of control. The health insurance crisis. The cost of coverage and the cost of having healthcare in this country is out of control. And I hate to say it, there are plenty of enemies in that area. Visa and MasterCard right now, they just settled for $5.5 billion, massive fee for overcharging merchants. So they're happy as a clam, to take advantage of business owners, which ends up taking advantage of all of you as consumers. When was the last time you bought something with a Visa or MasterCard? Every single one of those transactions, for a while, for a 15-year period, Visa and MasterCard were knowingly overcharging merchants. Not cool. I don't think that that's something that's okay. Well, guess what? We have the ability to help people in that debt space. Okay? We have the ability to help people in the health insurance space. 9 out of 10 business owners are overpaying in taxes. All of these are massive problems in this country, and you have the tools literally right at your fingertips to be able to do something about it. And I want you to go out there and do something about it. Don't be a spectator sitting on the sidelines. Don't look at this better opportunity and go, yeah, I was part of that thing, but then never got my chunk. You're all here. So yeah, in the future, you can say you were here. I was there when Bettr started, but it doesn't mean a darn thing to your family if you don't take it and do something notable with it. Okay? I want that for every one of you, but I know most of you, a good chunk of you, won't actually do anything to notably change your community or notably change your family's life. I challenge you to be the exception in that conversation. I challenge you to be the 10% in Bettr that takes this company and does something extremely notable with it. Makes a massive impact in your community and makes a massive impact in your family's life. We just had a little exercise there. What would $100,000 look like to your family? You gave me some amazing answers, and I loved them all. You're going to do amazing things if you decide to do the work. If you find your focus within Bettr, you hone, you use this company, you use what we have to offer, and yeah, like Savita said, be a problem solver. Be a solver of massive problems for people, and you will get yours in the end. Okay, so I wish you all the best. Happy midweek check-in. Tomorrow we have the Clearwater broker call, 2 p.m. Friday we have obviously the pro call, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time and 8:30 a.m. East Coast. So we've got plenty of check-ins between now and the end of the week. But you know what? I don't want you to go from training to training. I want you to spend your time doing the things that actually make you money. Families. Go talk to business owners. Help them solve their massive problems. If you gotta miss a training because you know what? You have a client that's scheduled, great. That's what should happen anyways. So I hope all of you have an amazing week. Let us know if you need any help with anything. Join Pro and you get access to us much more frequently than anyone. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will catch you all in the next training. Take care. Thanks.